In this video, you will learn how to build your first voice AI agent from scratch, also how to build and create a very strong prompt for voice agents, and also I'll explain to you what are the main type of characters that you should include in your prompt, which will be in Markdown format. We will be covering all of this in just a minute. So the first thing that we will do is go into your browser and type in retail AI. So once you get into your browser, find this link and you'll be able to get into a free account or a free trial account. And the only thing you need to provide is your email and phone number. So the first step is click on join or login. So this is going to be the first screen you will get after you have signed in, and you won't have any type of agent. This part or this section will be blanked. And the first step within the platform is going to be click on create an agent, and then we will be creating a voice agent. So you will click on this option and then you will be prompted to this window right here. So there are three main voice agents that you could create within this platform. You got the conversation flow agent, the single prompt agent, and the multi-prompt agent. The conversation flow agent and the multi-prompt agent are more advanced and very specific for complex scenarios. For now, we will be focusing on single prompt agent, and then in future videos, we will be covering how to build these two different agents and what are the best cases for these two different types. So once you select single prompt agent, you will have to click on create, and then you will be redirected to this screen right here. You will have these settings, and the second part that I just wanted to cover in this video is just explain who I am. My name is Joseph, and I've been delivering over 200 voice agents already in different industries, such as roofing, HVAC, restaurants, real estate, car dealerships, solar, spa, nonprofit, legal offices, and healthcare. So the first thing that I like to cover is the prompt structure within your voice agent, which is what we're about to build right now. Your agent should have a role. The role is basically what type of agent you're building. Is it a receptionist? Is it a trainer? So this is the role. Just think of the role within a company. So if you're working in a 9 to 5 right now, what is your role? That's the same logic for the voice agent as well. The task is the same, the actions that the agent should be doing during the call and even after the call as well. Specifics, things that the agent should do within the call, the context, like information about the business. For example, if this agent will be working for a clinic, in this particular demo, we will be building an agent for a roofing company. So we're going to be giving all the specific information about this roofing company in this segment of the prompt. All of this will make sense in a minute. And then you will have examples. You will give it real examples that you're expecting to happen in the call, like different type of questions that the caller might ask the agent and the type of answers that you would like the agent to give back to the caller. And the notes, things that the agent should never do. And this specific order is the one that I found most effective based on my experience building voice agents as well. So this is what we're going to be covering. We're gonna head back to Retail AI. I already built a prompt right here for the sake of time, and then I'm going to be giving you that also in the description of this video. And once you paste the prompt, you will have it right here, and we will be covering why we are using hashtags, why we're using dashes, same for asterisks. So the main, let me close this tab, the main characters that you should include within your prompt to make sure that your voice agent is fully reliable, and also understands your instructions very clearly, are hashtags. And the hashtags pretty much are a way to indicate the agent, like header 1, header 2, header 3. So in real prompt examples, this looks something like this. So this is header 1. Then you have, if you use two hashtags, header 2. And then if you use 3, you have header 3. And so on, all the way down to 6 or 7. I wouldn't use more than 4 hashtags or 4 different headers from the top to the bottom. So as you can see here on the right side of the screen, right here, you can see that the letters are getting smaller, and basically this is how the agent is going to read your prompt. So you give it in this format using the hashtags, and whenever the call is happening, this is how the LLM within the agent is reading your indications. So this is for headings right here. So again, headings equal to hashtags. Then you have bulleted lists. And for this, you can use dashes, asterisks, and also plus. Then you have the normal number list. So for example, this could be in the specifics, like stuff that the agent should always do. You can say 1, 2, 3, 4, and you give it all the type of instructions that you should be expecting the agent to perform within the call actions. So then you have the text, and basically within the Markdown format, to make a section or a word in bold, the only thing you need to do is wrap it with asterisks. In this case, we're going to be using 2. So if we do testing and then 2 asterisks at the end, you can see right here that is placing it in bold, and this is how you are entering the Markdown format within the prompt. So again, these are just examples. This is going to be making more sense once we review the entire prompt that I just gave you. Then another way to make the letters or sentences in bold is by just using the underscores. So we can use 2 underscores and then the word testing 2. And then you can see right here that is in bold as well. Now, the 5th type of Markdown character that you should be including whenever applicable is the italic format. So if you use 1 underscore and do testing 3, you can see right here that is converting it into italic format, and this is how you're inputting it in the prompt. Then you have also just using 1 asterisk right here. It's the same output. Then for the code block. Now the code block means that you will have a section with variables, and the main variable that you should always include in your voice agent is what time and date is today. So when I say variable, basically I mean anything that is between brackets. So for example, this current time is within brackets, and this is a dynamic variable that will change based on what date and time is right now. So that part should be included in a code block. And again, the way that you create it is by just typing in these 3 quotes, and then you will type in code block, enter, and as you can see right here, you got the same output over here. So this is what the agent will be seeing within the call, and this is how you made that happen. 3 quotation marks, then your code block. It could be variables, it could be instructions, and then you close that up as well using the same 3 quotes. So moving on with the 7th this is going to be the block quote. And the way you do that is by simply typing in the greater symbol, and you type in the greater. Let me scroll down over here and say this is a test, and this is going to be a quote within your code block. So for example, if within the code block you have a variable that is called now, right? So this is going to be a variable that will be changing the output all the time because the current time is changing every second. Same for the date, that's changing every day. And then you can place a note for this specific code block, and the format to convert that from Markdown to something readable for the LLM is by using the greater sign, and then you can just place the note right here, which could be always convert this to EST, for example, like Eastern Standard Time. So that's how you create a block code. Now, the final part or the last character that you should always use, whatever applicable within your prompt, are the 3 dashes or the 3 asterisks to create a horizontal rule. So if you can see this right here, like this line, this is created by using the 3 dashes or the 3 asterisks. So if I typing enter and then do 3 dashes and then type in this is a test. Now I click on enter space and then the 3 dashes to center the text. You can see that now this text right here is between these 2 lines, and the only thing you needed to do to separate or organize this input within the prompt is by typing in the 3 dashes, or you can also do the 3 asterisks right here. With the understanding of all the different characters that you need to include in your prompt, you'll be able to create very solid Markdown prompts for your voice AI agent, and then the LLM or the agent will be able to read and understand your instructions much easier. So for example, in the role of this agent, you have header number 1, same for the task, the specifics, you have dashes right here, which is the exactly what we covered a minute ago. And then you also have the variables, you got quotation mark, you got the 2 asterisks to make this section bold, and you can review all of this also in the description of this video. As you can see here, I am adding a function, and the function, to make it clearer for the agent, should be wrapped up using quotation marks, as I have it right here for ending the call. Now, the way that you add a function to your agent is by coming to this option in the middle of the screen, click on functions, and then I'm going to delete this one that comes by default, and click on add, and you have these built-in functions within Retail AI. So I'm gonna go over them very quick. You got the end call. This function will be used to terminate the call whenever it's appropriate. Then you have the call transfer. This function will be used to transfer the call whenever you give it the instructions to transfer the call. The agent transfer, so this agent is able to transfer the call and information of the call to another agent within Retail AI. Then you have the check calendar availability. This is natively connected to call.com, which means your Google Calendar. Book on the calendar as well, and press digits for IVR navigation, send SMS, and then you also got custom functions, so you can go ahead and create your own functions. For now, we're going to use this one by default, and you don't need to give it a description because this is very intuitive for the agent. So I'm going to click on save, and as you can see here, the name of this function is end_call, which is exactly what I have over here for ending the call. So the name of the function within your prompt has to be exactly the same as what you name it in this section so you don't confuse the agent. So we're going to test it. Before I test the agent, I just would like to explain to you how you will connect it to a phone number. So if you go back to the platform and go to the left panel, you will see this option right here that is called phone numbers. So you will click on this option and you will click on the plus and click on buy new number. Then you have two main providers. You got Twilio, you got Telnix. And then here in Twilio, what you have to do is just type in your area code, let's say 523, and then you will have to add your payment information for making the purchase. And then also you can pick whether this is going to be a US number or Canada number. So that's all. And then you're gonna click on purchase, and this is gonna cost you a flat fee of $2 per month. So that's how you get the phone number, and that's how you connect it to the voice agent. And if we test this voice agent that we just created right now, this is how it's going to sound. So there are two ways that you can test the agent. One is voice, which is in this part of the screen on the right side of the screen, and the another is chat. So you can also chat with the agent, and this is very recommended to test the agent with specific variables or functions that you want to make sure that are working properly. For now, we just want to hear the voice of the agent. We want to make sure that is actually talking about our roofing company. And if you don't like the voice of the agent, you come into this section right here, pick a different voice, and you can just play the voices as well to make sure that you're satisfied with one of these, and then just click on use voice to change the voice to the one that you like the most. Before I test it, you have also two options when it comes to the beginning portion of the call. One is the agent will wait until the caller says something, and then the agent will start responding to the caller questions. Or you can have the agent to say a very static sentence all the time. And the way that you configure that is by coming into this bottom part of the screen right here. And instead of user speaks first, you will select AI speaks first. And then instead of doing dynamic message, and the dynamic message is basically a creative message that the LLM will create all the time there is a new call, or you can use a custom message, and this custom message will be said all the time at the very beginning of the call. For example, it'll be, hello, how can I help you today? Which is what we're about to hear right now. So if I click on test, this is the message or the sentence that we should be hearing.
Hello, how can I help you today?
Hey, what is your name?
I'm the digital receptionist here at Top Notch Roofing. How can I assist you with your roofing needs today?
Yeah, what are your hours of operation?
Our hours of operation are Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Mountain Time. If you have any questions or need to schedule a service, I'm here to help.
What is the range of prices for your services?
Great question. The price for our roofing services can vary depending on the type of service you need, the size of your roof, and the materials you choose. For a typical roof replacement, prices usually range from $8,000 to $20,000 for an average sized home. Repairs can start as low as $500 for minor fixes.
Okay, so as you heard, the agent didn't tell me her name because we didn't give it that instruction in the prompt, and I did it intentionally so you can hear the difference. I asked for the name, the agent didn't give it to me, but if within the role I change that and I say you are, and then I give it a name, let's say Emily, a friendly and informative digital receptionist, I save this, and now I ask it for its name.
Hello, how can I help you today?
Hey, what is your name?
Hi there. My name is Emily, and I'm the digital receptionist here at Top Notch Roofing. How can I assist you with your roofing needs today?
So as you heard now, it gave me a name because I gave it that instruction right here at the top of the prompt. Now, in future videos, we will be covering something called lost in the middle effect, which means that whatever you place in the middle of the prompt sometimes get a little bit ignored, if you will, by the LLM. That's why you need to make sure that whatever you place in the middle of your prompt is fully optimized by using best practices when it comes to Markdown format, which we just covered right now. Using the right and the main characters within the Markdown can help you or help your agent to not avoid the middle instructions found in your prompt. So again, this is how you build a very basic voice AI agent on Retail AI. And we will be covering functions, best practices when it comes to functions, how to connect the backend for voice AI agents, how to connect phone numbers directly from Twilio or Telelinks, for example. And I love to hear what different topics you would like to see within this voice AI space. And that's it. I'll see you in the next one.